Hello, everybody, and welcome to this new webinar on CCTVs, satellite monitoring, and AI for sustainable fisheries and seafood certification. So my name is Paolo Bray, and I'm the founder and director of the World Sustainability Organization and Foundation, managing the Friend of the Sea, Friend of the Earth, and Dolphin Safe projects. So let's now dive into today's webinar on new technologies, sustainable fisheries, and aquaculture certifications. Evidence of humans' diet, including fish and aquatic species, dates back to 180,000 years ago in Central Africa. And since the Stone Age and through the main civilizations, humans developed the first tools to fish. The Romans were among the first to develop organized aquaculture sites 2,000 years ago. The first closed-cycle aquaculture plant with hatchery was started only in 1864, almost at the same time of the introduction of the first steam trawler in the UK. Other technical innovations rapidly followed, such as more resistant nylon nets and fish finders. More and more vessels have been rapidly built in recent years, and this has led to a tenfold increase in the fished area when compared to the 50s, and the consequent exploitation of up to 30% of the ocean's biomass. By year 2000, captures from the ocean fisheries reached a maximum of approximately 100 million metric tons. The remaining continuous growth in demand for seafood was compensated by the growth in aquaculture sector and production. Aquaculture technologies indeed evolved and allowed to farm an increasing number of species from the 5 or 6 main species farmed in the 1900s to the current 443 species. The introduction of mechanisms such as GPS, fish finders, eco-sounders, and acoustic cameras has led to an average 2% yearly increase in boats' capacity to capture fish. Technological advances are allowing commercial fishing fleets to double their fishing power every 35 years and put even more pressure on dwindling fish stocks. This means that if a fleet that has 10 boats today, one generation later, the same 10 boats have the fishing power of 20 vessels. The next generation, they have the power of 40 boats, and so on. We already know that marine fisheries catches have been declining by 1.2 million tons per year since 1996. So by prompting boats to fish deeper and farther into the high seas, these new technologies are only helping the industry compensate for the diminishing abundance of fish populations, as you can see from this slide. Driven by the management requirements and changing consumer preferences for sustainable seafood, such as the one certified by Friend of the Sea, recent innovation in fisheries turned toward promoting sustainable practices, and not only to catch more fish, but to catch more sustainably, reducing bycatch and minimizing environmental impacts such as ghost fishing, emissions, fuel consumption, and bottom impact on the seabed. Some of these initiatives imply improvement of the fishing gear, such as TEDs or turtle bycatch excluder devices, which allow turtles accidentally caught in shrimp or other fishing nets and trawlers to escape. Friend of the Sea awards fleets using these devices by means of the Turtle Safe certification. Same goes for circle hooks, which allow turtles to escape or more easily be released if accidentally by caught. Torii lines are instead placed on the lines to scare albatross and other seabirds from the deployed long lines. As far as ghost fishing, for example, the new technology consists of a downloadable app. The Global Ghost Gear Initiative has developed an app which allows to notify presence of ghost fishing nets or gears to raise awareness, gather data, and promptly intervene. Friend of the Sea is a proud member of the Ghost Gear Initiative since several years, and it has also included its participation and involvement in its requirements. Pingers Our new technologies instead prove to have almost 100% success in deterring dolphins from hitting and getting tangled in gill nets. More sophisticated technology allows reduction of bycatch, such as AI integration with real-time fish identification, which identifies fish species as they enter the trawl net or other nets. It measures the size and confirms whether they match the target catch criteria. The sensor operates wirelessly, transmitting real-time data to the control station, allowing crews to make informed decisions quickly. This figure, for example, shows how GPS and echosounder data can locate fish along a hole relative to the water column. And not only it can locate fish, but as you can see, it can also understand what fish species is there. This way, the crew can optimize the fishing activity, saving fuel and reducing the level of bycatch. Not only, this new technology, combined with AI, allows to reduce the impact on the seabed by tracking its contours, avoiding obstacles, and sensitive habitats. Other tools automatically recognize the size and species of each fish once it's caught, facilitating the handling of fish and recording of catches on board vessels. It also provides valuable data for fisheries management. This is achieved through a powerful algorithm that recognizes the species and size of fish, allowing the system to distinguish between catches for human consumption above minimum size and unwanted catches below minimum size. For more updated info on the matter, I suggest you watch the video Fishing Smarter, among others, on YouTube. AI is rapidly expanding its application also in precision aquaculture. Tools can now identify each fish in the cages, allowing to assess their health and status with much more detail. Applications include important enhancement of the following: feeding optimization, water quality, disease detection, biomass estimation, and behavioral monitoring. In fact, the market for global AI in sustainable fisheries and aquaculture show a yearly growth of over 12%, mainly in North America, and mainly in fish farming and seafood processing. Technology is moving forward more and more also in fisheries monitoring and certification, as you will see. This slide is showing us some of these technologies, such as vessel monitoring systems, electronic monitoring systems such as CCTVs, and automatic identification system, AIS, which are in place on the bigger vessels normally. The latter, as explained in the lower bar, can, for example, detect vessel patterns with fishing and have unlimited range, consistent with fishing and have unlimited range. Unfortunately, broadcasts of AIS can be switched off or altered to show inaccurate vessel information. The Dolphin Safe and Friend of the Sea certifications, for example, are expanding their use of new technologies in their monitoring during and after the actual audit to further collect evidence of compliance and provide further reassurance to consumers about the practices behind the product. As explained in this press release from WSO, since 2021, Friend of the Sea is using the satellite monitoring system of Global Fishing Watch to monitor fishing vessels' behavior. After the audit, Friend of the Sea Technical Department keeps on monitoring approximately 2,000 of the over 3,500 approved fishing vessels by means of satellites to check on compliance with the fishing season, social accountability. So basically we check how long the vessel stays out at sea without returning home and check that it's in compliance with ILO conventions as well as national legislation. We check also that no unauthorized transshipment is carried out at sea and that the fishing vessel does not fish in marine protected areas. Satellites monitoring systems allow Friend of the Sea to monitor the movement of over 60% of its approved vessels. 24 hours and 365 days a year. This map, for example, shows tracking of some of the approved vessels, and it allows us to verify if they ever crossed or fished inside marine protected areas, the green areas. Additionally, we can verify the turning off of AIS and request companies with justification. Some of the certification bodies also carry out audit with the remote system we have provided called SARA, S-A-R-A, Sustainable Augmented Reality Audit, which basically consists of a shared online checklist integrated with the company's facilities map and the online video audit, which is then saved on blockchain. This system is much faster and provides much more undisputable evidence when compared to the conventional audits. The SARA audit, which can be organized and deployed in a matter of few hours, together with use of satellites tracking, is allowing Friend of the Sea and Dolphin Safe to carry out unannounced audit when a vessel is seen approaching harbor for unloading. Friend of the Sea has since the very beginning requested in its standards that the audited fleet have independent onboard observers or CCTV systems. The requirement is only applicable to large-scale vessels. The actual use of observers or CCTVs has been reported by the auditors in the audit report. We are now carrying out a census to verify the current status. This will be finished by the end of 2025, following which we will recommend implementation of CCTVs to make them mandatory with reporting to Friend of the Sea by the end of 2026. A partnership has been closed with and signed with one of major CCTV providers, the Spanish company Satlink. We have approved a CCTV system which will allow the verification and is allowing the verification of dolphin safe fishing activity of each single vessel. The system implies the use of 3 CCTVs on board. It has a very limited cost of approximately 5,000 to 8,000 euros. The system will allow to definitely say without a shade of doubt whether a vessel set nets on dolphins or not. Other facts can also be collected by means of this system, such as the use of FADs, whale, shark, or mammals associations, conditions of bycaught individuals. The first project has been carried out in Mexico with CCTVs on board the bluefin fishing vessels of the company Baja Aqua Farms, and in collaboration with Satlink, provider of the CCTVs. Digital Observer Services carried out a review of the video, which reported about all the fishing activity. Friend of the Sea team also reviewed the videos on a sample base. The conclusions were very positive for all the 3 vessels involved, reporting no interaction with marine mammals. We are grateful to Baja Aqua Farm for its collaboration. We invite all companies to also be part of the project and provide the transparency on their fishing activity. This should become a common standard in all the industry, allowing access to NGOs and RFMOs to their fishing trips in order to verify compliance with sustainable policy. Finally, Friend of the Sea has been the first certification scheme to introduce the use currently on testing of interactive avatars to carry out the Friend of the Sea audit. The potential benefits of avatar audits are unparalleled impartiality. They eliminate any risk of auditor bribery or bias, ensuring completely objective assessments. Unprecedented speed and efficiency. They allow for immediate audits, significantly reducing waiting times and accelerating the certification process. Cost effectiveness reduces audit costs by up to 90% compared to traditional methods, making certification more accessible also for small-scale producers. It eliminates travel and logistic risks. No need for physical travel to audit locations, saving time, reducing emissions, and reducing the risk for the auditor. Scalability and consistency enables consistent and standardized audits across all operations, regardless of location. Continuous improvement. Avatars can be constantly updated with the latest information through the web and through AI and regulations, ensuring audits remain current and relevant. Universal communication. Avatars can communicate effectively in any language, breaking down language barriers and facilitating global collaboration. I have the pleasure to show you a 5-minute video of a sample audit with interactive avatar. Please note that the fishing operations shown are simulations, of course. Some imperfections in the communication occur in the beginning, but become more fluent as the audit proceeds. These are beta tests. We start very shortly. The audit is carried out by the avatar.
Hello,
with me.
I'm your friend of the sea auditor. I'm here to help and clarify if needed. How are you today? Ready to start?
Hello, very glad to meet you. Everything is fine here. I'm ready to start the audit. My name is Paolo Bray. I'm the director of the company.
Hello, Paolo. It's great to meet you too. Before we proceed with the questions related to the standards checklist to verify compliance with the requirements, I would like to visit a few areas of the company's facilities. Could you please show me these areas using your mobile phone? I will need to video record the visit on Zoom. The areas I would like to see are 1. The vessels currently unloading, to observe bycaught species, the size of the mesh of the nets, and any bycatch reduction measures in place. 2. The processing line, to verify adequate treatment of workers. 3. The cold storage and warehouse, where I will select samples of finished products and raw material for a traceability audit. Once we finish the visit, we can head to the office or a quiet place to continue with the questions. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yes, let me gradually move towards the fishing area, and I'll share with you my mobile phone so that that you can see everything that goes on. Okay.
Thank you, Paolo. Great.
So now
Please go ahead and show me the first.
Yes. So now we are in the
Perfect.
in the fishing
Please continue
area.
to share the view of the vessels currently unloading. I'm ready. Thank you for bringing me to the.
Here is the vessel unloading, and
thank you for showing me the vessel. I'd like to take a close. I see you're still showing the. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for showing me. I can see the bycaught species and the details you're sharing. Now, could you also show me the size of the mesh of the nets used? That will help me confirm compliance with the regulations. Once we have that, we can move on to the processing line. Thank you.
Okay, here is the evidence of the size of the net. I hope you can see it. As you can see, it's compliant with the regulation. It's
Thank you for showing me the size of the net.
Millimeters.
Great. Please go ahead and show me the. Thank you for confirming the size of the net at 118 millimeters. That indicates compliance with the regulations. Now, could you please show me the processing line? I would like to observe the conditions and treatment of the workers there as part of the audit. Thank you.
Yes, before the processing line, I just wanted to show you, to complete the evidence. Also, the size of the fish, as you can see, it's compliant with the regulation.
Thank you for providing that additional evidence regarding the size of the fish. It's important to confirm that it complies with the regulations as well. Now, if you're ready, please take me to the processing line so I can observe the conditions and treatment of the workers there.
Sure. Here is the processing line. These are the workers in the outside line. As you can see, there's no minor labor, and they're all wearing gloves, and they're all well protected also in the processing line. As you can see, they're wearing glasses and the appropriate gloves and all the protection that is requested by law.
Thank you for showing me the processing line and the workers. It's reassuring to see that there are no minors and that all workers are wearing the appropriate protective gear, such as gloves and glasses. This indicates compliance with safety regulations and adequate treatment of workers. Now, could you please take me to the cold storage and warehouse? I would like to select samples of finished products and raw materials for the traceability audit. Thank you.
Here is the one of the samples that you have selected. Is this fine?
Yes, that looks great. Thank you for showing me one of the samples. Could you please show me a few more samples of finished products and also a sample of frozen or stored raw material? Okay, so I think that provides, that gives you an idea of what avatar audit would look like. And now if I'm still sharing my screen, so I will go through some takeaways from this webinar. So we have seen that new technologies in fisheries have led
to overexploitation. They've been so successful to lead to overexploitation of several fish stocks and ocean ecosystems in general. As we are realizing the mistakes, we are more and more using these new technologies and other new technologies to help conservation and to reduce fisheries and aquaculture impact on the environment. Friend of the Sea and the Dolphin Safe project have introduced new technologies such as CCTVs to verify compliance with dolphin safe practices and not setting nets on dolphins, satellites monitoring of vessels compliance with specific requirements, remote audit to carry out rapidly unannounced audit and also collect plenty of documental and video evidence, and the use of interactive avatars currently on beta test to carry out the audit. So finally, we can say that new technologies can be very helpful to make fisheries and aquaculture more sustainable and to allow monitoring of compliance and certification. So just 3 slides to introduce ourselves. Our story dates back in the early 90s with my involvement in the Dolphin Safe Tuna program. I soon realized that certifications could be a very important tool to achieve tangible conservation results. So in 2008, we launched Friend of the Sea, initially focused on certification of seafood for sustainable fisheries and aquaculture. 10 years later, we launched Friend of the Earth, initially certifying products from sustainable agriculture and farming, and now into other sectors such as textiles, fashion, sports, and many others. In 2022, we created the World Sustainability Foundation, and in 2023, we opened our first Sustainable Friends concept store in Milan. Currently, over 5,000 products from more than 1,500 companies in 90 countries carry the Friend of the Sea and the Friend of the Earth certification logos. Friend of the Sea and Friend of the Earth also represent conservation projects managed by our World Sustainability Foundation in over 40 countries. These are Friend of the Sea and Friend of the Earth conservation programs on a global map. Some of the projects are developed and managed by the WSO and the Foundation, while others have been selected and certified based on their tangible conservation results. So I hope you found the webinar interesting, and I would like now to move to the question and answers time, as well as some polls. So I will stop sharing the screen, and of course you have the right to receive the presentation and the text of the presentation if you want. And also certificate if you manage to remain in the webinar until the end. So as far as the polls, I will start sharing them one by one to you. And first one is very simple and straightforward. Do you believe that new technologies will allow to restore oceans' biodiversity and biomass? Yes, no, only partially, I don't know. These are the possible answers that I'm providing. So now the second poll is, do you think new monitoring technologies will in the future completely substitute auditors' inspections, auditors for certifications? I mean, yes, no, only partially. So basically, you will still need some involvement of humans or a human auditor, and I don't know. And then there's an open poll, as I promised last time. The question, let's say, is suggest, or the invitation is suggest topics to cover in future webinars. So if you have something that you want to discover more in depth, some topic that you want us to cover in future webinars, feel free to suggest right here, right now. So I will share with you the results later. And I have the last poll, which is the usual rating. So feel free very sincerely to rate this webinar, whether it was useless, one, or very useful, good, 5. So I see that there are no questions. Probably I also covered all the various subjects. So if you have any specific question, feel free. In the meanwhile, I will go through the results of the polls. So to the first poll, it looks like most of the people are optimistic about the use of new technologies to allow to even restore ocean biodiversity and biomass. About 70%, over 70% believe that new technologies, AI, etc., can allow to restore completely the biomass. And then to the second poll, do you think new monitoring technologies will in the future completely substitute auditors' inspection? 70% believe that they can substitute only partially, and only 14% believe that they can fully substitute. 90% they believe that will not substitute. So I'll share the results with you. And we got 3 answers to the third poll. So we have somebody that would like us to, in the future, cover the bycatch of fats and traceability. That's good. So we will start working on it. And then we have a request for covering aquaculture systems and how to improve the overfishing in the seas. So maybe some more technical suggestions on the new measures to improve aquaculture systems. That's fine. And community-based monitoring. Okay, great. So today, apparently, everybody is a bit tired, or covered, let's say, most of the interesting or relevant parts on the topic. Oh well, we have a question. Being aquaculture expert and consultant, how do I get involved in inland fish farming? Secondly, do you have opportunities to explore in front of the sea? Yes, feel free to contact us. If you're interested to collaborate with us, you can write directly to info@friendofthesea.org or Paolo Bray at friendofthesea.org. And how do you get involved in inland fish farming? Well, you can start by sending a CV, and we'll eventually push it over to some of the certified Friend of the Sea inland aquaculture producers and see if they are interested in getting you involved. That's why we're here. We're here also to network. So feel free, even after the webinar, if you have any specific question, you can contact us. You're more than welcome. And if you are a company and interested in applying or receiving a quotation for Friend of the Sea certification, please feel free to write to go on our website under the apply area on the main menu, and you will see there the various preliminary information form that you would have to fill out. And if you need anything, again, use those emails I mentioned, and we are here to support you. So thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of the day and week, and let's stay in touch. Thank you very much.
Help our planet with this first step. Follow Friend of the Sea and Friend of the Earth across our social media. Like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your follow and subscription helps us spread the sustainability message to everyone. Let's build a better world together as sustainable friends.